Welcome to Titocan Solutions, the YouTube channel for improving the knowledge of how to do things. Today, I'll be demonstrating how to perform Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test in SPSS. In this video, I will walk you through how to run the analysis in SPSS and then show you how to interpret the results. This is the dataset I'll be using for this demonstration, and it's already loaded into SPSS. If you don't know how to load data into SPSS and define the variable properties, please see my video on Introduction to SPSS Software for Beginners, Part 1 and Part 2, to learn how to load data into SPSS and how to define the variable properties. This data is fictitiously simulated to meet the purposes of this demonstration, and it does not represent any real-life data. However, this data comprises of 20 cases of the weight before feed treatment and the weight after feed treatment. To determine whether your data is suitable for Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test, you will need to carry out the calculation of paired differences between the weight before treatment and the weight after treatment. If the differences between the paired measurement is skewed and is not normally distributed, then the data is qualified for Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test as the non-parametric alternative to the paired sample t-test. Now, let's go and determine whether the paired difference is skewed or normally distributed. Go to the menu bar and click on Transform, and from the submenu, click on Compute Variable to open the page where you can calculate the paired differences. In the target variable space here, I will enter paired difference as the name I would like to use to identify the new variable that will be created. Now, click on the weight after feed and click on this transfer arrow key to transfer it to the numeric expression bus. Then press the minus sign and then click on the weight before feed and click on this transfer arrow key to transfer it to sit right after the minus sign. Then click OK to produce the paired difference as the new variable in the data view window. Close this output page to see the new variable in the data view window. This variable represents the paired differences between the weight after and the weight before. They are all positive, indicating that the weight after treatment is bigger than the weight before treatment, meaning that the treatment has improved the growth of the fish. Now, you have to check whether this variable called paired difference is skewed or normally distributed. To do this, go to the menu bar and click Analyze. From the submenu, put your cursor on Descriptive Statistics, and from the drop-down options, click on Frequencies. Now, move the new variable paired difference to the variable bus, then click the Chart button to open the dialog box. Click the radio button for histograms, and then check the box for Show Normal Curve on Histogram. Click Continue to close this dialog box. Then uncheck the box for Display Frequency Tables, and then click OK to produce the histogram and the associated curve. As you can see the results in the output window, the histogram and the curve do not look like a bell shape or a normal curve at all. The shape is right skewed, indicating that the difference between the paired measurements is not normally distributed. This outcome therefore makes it appropriate to use Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test for this analysis. But let's define the hypothesis for this test. The null hypothesis states that there is no difference between fish weight before and after feeding, while the alternative hypothesis states that there is difference between fish weight before and after feeding. Now, let's perform the Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test in SPSS. Go to the menu bar and click on Analyze. From the submenu, put your cursor on Nonparametric Test, and from the drop-down options, put your cursor on Legacy Dialogues. And from the drop-down options again, click on Two Related Samples to open the dialog box. In this dialog box, your variables are in the box at the left, and you can enter your variables into the test pairs without any specific order. So, click on the weight before feed and click on this transfer arrow key to transfer it to variable 1 column. And then click on the weight after feed, and then click on this transfer arrow key to transfer it to the variable 2 column. In the test type section, ensure that the default selection is Wilcoxon. Otherwise, check it now. Then click on the Exact button to open it. In this dialog box, you are expected to choose an option that computes the p-value to determine the statistical significance. As you can see, there are three options the Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test used to calculate the p-value for significant measurement. If the size of your data is moderate to large, you should use asymptotic only. But if your data size is small or less than 20 cases, it is strongly advised that you use either Monte Carlo or exact option to calculate the p-value. Since the size of the dataset for this demonstration has 20 cases, which is considered as moderate in this perspective, I will go with the asymptotic only, which is the default selection here. Now, click Continue to close this dialog box. Now, click on the Options button to open the dialog box. Go ahead and check the box for descriptive and quartiles. These traces will produce the distribution of fish weight before and after feeding and provide the insight into their central tendency, the variability, and the spread of the data prior to performing the Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test. If there is missing value in your dataset, you can use any of these two options here to fix it. But since the data for this demonstration doesn't have any missing value, I will just go ahead and click Continue to close this dialog box. Like this, you have successfully completed the setup for Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test in SPSS. Now, click OK to generate the results in the output window. As you can see, the results have been produced, and I will now interpret the results step by step. There are three tables of results here: the descriptive statistics table, the ranks table, and the test statistics table. The descriptive statistics table summarizes the distribution of fish weights before and after feeding, providing insight into the central tendency, variability, and the spread of the data prior to performing the Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test. As you can see from this table, both weight before feed and weight after feed contain 20 paired observations. This confirms that every fish measured before feeding also has a corresponding weight after feeding, which is required for the Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test. For the weight before feed, the mean is 289.40 grams, the standard deviation is 21.651, the minimum is 250 grams, and the maximum is 330 grams. The 25th percentile is 271.25, the 50th percentile, which is the median, is 292.50, and the 75th percentile is 305.0. These pretest results show that the fish weight before feeding are relatively consistent and moderately spread. The median weight before feed, which is indicated by the 50th percentile, is close to the mean, suggesting that the weight before feeding are approximately symmetric and not strongly skewed. According to the interquartile range, which is between the 25th and 75th percentiles, the starting weight of most fishes is between 271 grams and 305 grams. But generally, the baseline weight were fairly stable across the sample. For the weight after feed, the mean is 353.25 grams, the standard deviation is 75.521, the minimum is 260 grams, and the maximum is 500 grams. The 25th percentile is 297.50, the 50th percentile, which is the median, is 327.50, while the 75th percentile is 415.0. As you can see, the weights after feeding show a considerable increase in both the average weight and the variability of the fish. The mean weight rose to 353.25 grams, which is substantially higher than the initial mean, which was 289.40 grams before feeding, indicating overall weight gain. The standard deviation also increased markedly to 75.521, suggesting that there were no uniform weight gains, leading to a much wider range as shown by the minimal and maximal values. The median weight, which is the 50th percentile, is lower than the mean, indicating a right-skewed distribution driven by a few fish with very high weight, up to 500 grams. According to the interquartile range, which is between the 25th and 75th percentiles of the weight after feed, the starting weight of most fish is between 297.5 grams and 415.0 grams. In general, the post-feeding weight demonstrates substantial variability, showing a significant increase in central tendency and a clear skewness, justifying the use of the nonparametric Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test. Now, the next table of result is the ranks table. The ranks table provides the statistical information that helps you understand the direction and magnitude of change between the two related measurements, which are the weight before feed and the weight after feed. It shows how many fish gained weight, how many fish lost weight, and how many fish had no change at all. As you can see in this table, we have weight after feed minus weight before feed. When the SPSS system evaluates this difference, some ranks may be negative, some may be positive, while some may have ties. So in column N, you will see values with superscripts A, B, and C. These alphabets are defined under the table, and it's important that you take good note of them because of the useful information they carry. Now, let's treat them one by one. For negative ranks, which is when the weight after feed is less than the weight before feed, N is 0, the mean rank is 0, and the sum of ranks is 0. This indicates that there were no fish whose weight decreased after feeding, meaning that none of the fish lost weight, which is a strong indicator of consistent improvement across the sample. For positive ranks, which is when the weight after feed is greater than the weight before feed, N is 20, the mean rank is 10.50, and the sum of ranks is 210.0. This means that all 20 fish recorded an increase in weight after the feed treatment. The mean rank of 10.50 signifies that the weight increases were not only consistent but also fairly evenly distributed across the dataset. Now, because every single fish gained weight, this produces the strongest possible evidence for positive change in this test. For ties, which is when the weight after feed is equal to the weight before feed, N is 0, while there is no statistical information for the mean rank and the sum of ranks. This means that there were no ties, indicating that every fish changed weight and all changes were in the same directional increase. This further strengthens the consistency of the data that is used for this demonstration. As you can see, the ranks table tells us the direction of change. In this study, all the fish gained weight after the new feed was introduced. We had 20 positive ranks, no negative ranks, and no ties. This means every fish improved after treatment, which gives very strong evidence that the feeding intervention worked. The sum of ranks, which is 210, is a statistic used by the Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test to evaluate whether this positive change is statistically significant or not. So, let's now move to the test statistics table. In this test statistics table, we have the z-scores and the p-value designated as asympt xig two-tailed. The z-statistics represents the standardized test value for the Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test, indicating the magnitude and duration of the difference between the weight before feed and the weight after feed. As you can see in this table, the z-value is minus 3.923. The negative sign here is a mathematical artifact produced based on negative ranks in SPSS. So the negative sign does not mean that the weight decreased. Therefore, a z-value of minus 3.923 is very large in magnitude, which means the difference between the two measurements is highly unlikely to be due to chance. This is confirmed by the p-value in the table of test statistics, which tells us that the change in fish weight is statistically significant. As you can see in this table of test statistics, the p-value is 0.000 or less than 0.001, which is actually less than the significance level of 0.05, meaning that the changes in the weight is highly statistically significant. This is an extremely strong evidence against the null hypothesis because the fish gained weight after feeding, and the observed changes are not due to random variation or chance. Therefore, we will reject the null hypothesis because the new feed intervention produced a statistically significant increase in the fish weight. This is how to perform Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test in SPSS and interpret the results. But right now, we have come to the end of this demonstration, and I hope you'll be able to replicate this procedure to run the Wilcoxon Signed-Rank Test using your own dataset and interpret the results efficiently. If you found this tutorial helpful, please share this video, click the like button, subscribe to Titocan Solutions, and click the notification bell to always receive notification anytime I publish new and useful content. If you have questions, kindly leave them in the comment section. And if you are working on a real-world project and you will need guidance from me, please send an email to asktitocan@gmail.com and I will respond to you as quickly as possible. Thanks for watching, thanks for liking and sharing this video, and thanks for subscribing to Titocan Solutions, a YouTube channel for improving the knowledge of how to do things. See you in the next video. Bye.